starts way up north in the Norwegian border town of Kirkenes. If you go straight ahead, you'll find the North Pole. If you turn right, you'll arrive in Russia. It's summer, and the midnight sun is shining, so it's possible to cycle around the clock. Anyone searching for lingering traces of the Cold War ends up in Kirkenes, the last fishing village on the way to Murmansk. Yngve Pedersen has spent half his life on the Barents Sea. He can remember well the time when Soviet patrols monitored every fishing trip.
We've always said, whatever happens anywhere else in the world, why in God's name would they attack us? Besides, we had NATO backing us. That was useful.
These days, Yngve Pedersen has a certain sense of gratitude towards his eastern neighbor. The red king crabs he's pulling up from a depth of 132 meters were once released here because dictator Joseph Stalin wanted the local people to have something nourishing to eat. They aren't native to these waters, and environmentally they're a disaster because they devour everything else.
It's a delicacy, but the Russians don't see much of them because they all came over here to us in the West.
Why is that?
Maybe they like the food better.
Yngve throws the smaller crabs overboard. Here, small is relative when you're talking about crabs that measure up to 1.8 meters across. 3 ships in the harbor are waiting to be broken up. The Russian flag flies from the barges carrying scrap metal. In the village, they say there's a man who accompanies the old rust buckets as they make their final journey. We call, and he comes out onto the pier.
Hello.
He introduces himself as Valieri and says he was the captain of 2 of the vessels. Now he says he's waiting for the price of scrap metal to go up. He invites us on board. He says this boat has made its last voyage.
The ship is dead. Broken, yes.
He's been living on the vessel for 2 years. We declined the invitation to join an afternoon drinking session in his quarters somewhere 2 decks below.
Kitchen, nice, very nice.
Kirkenes has made its peace with the Russian boats and the Russian crabs. We continue our trip into Finnish Lapland, a region home to the mosquito. The border crossing at Lake Yanari is usually patrolled by a single guard. Lieutenant Veseluedis says his post here is very peaceful. Visitors are rare. The no man's land is well cleared, but the fence is really just more symbolic. The buffer between the 2 countries is measured and marked out.
It's 10 meters wide, and from this point to the south we have 1,200 kilometers.
In the land of countless lakes, the border runs right through the water. It's an isolated area with a population density of around 2 people, 2 reindeer, and 1 billion mosquitoes per square kilometer. For some species, the border doesn't mean a thing, and that worries Kalevi Padar. He's looking for his reindeer herd within a radius of 30 kilometers. The cows have just calved, and the young animals are easy prey. Kalevi is a Sami and responsible for a herd of reindeer. The Sami are indigenous to this region. Kalevi doesn't like the fact the border is so easily crossed by his animals. He too can cross over if his reindeer stray too far, but he's powerless against hungry predators.
Every spring they come and take our calves. They're bears from Russia, and they come across. Every 3rd cow has lost her calf.
Kalevi says his hands are tied. Even when he finds fresh bear tracks near the fence, it's illegal to shoot bears, including stray bears that come across from Russia in search of food. A truly perfect border between the countries still has to be invented. For some, it's too open. For others, it's not open enough. We leave Kalevi to tend his calves. The route ahead is straightforward, just 1,300 kilometers to the Baltic Sea.